So, you want to learn more about Stella? Then this video is for you. Today we will have a full review of the little android AA72. We will talk about her profile, abilities, exclusive weapon, suggested builds, and I will give you my thoughts on every topic. Let's go to her profile. AA72 is an amusement android specialized in entertainment and games. Yuzi named her Stella after the name of Starlight Beach where they met each other. This is her hero information. This is her story. Now let's go straight to her abilities. Stella has a party buff of critical hit chance plus 40%. She also has a plus 10% shield increase on battle start. Her party buff is a good synergy for a DPS team. The shield on battle start can also be a big help in PvP. Her normal attack is called Water Park. It is separated into a normal attack and a character skill. Water Gun. Shoots a water gun to inflict damage to enemies. Her attack can pass through walls, so it is good for kiting enemies. It also doesn't have reloading time, which means you can spam her normal attack continuously. Water Rocket. Shoots a water rocket to inflict damage to enemies. This can recharge up to 3 times. She generates 1 rocket every 3 seconds. It also has a very long range. You can shoot enemies outside the screen view. Her chain skill is called Midnight Summer. It is airborne to downed. Launches fireworks at enemies to deal 300% of DPS damage. Increases allies' water-type attack by 30% for 5 seconds. It is a very good buff in guild raids against fire element boss. Her special ability is called Dual Pump. On water guns hit, increase defense by 15% for 5 seconds. This effect overlaps up to 2 times. On water rockets hit, increase attack by 15% for 10 seconds. This also overlaps up to 2 times. You can have a total of plus 30% defense and attack while fighting. These buffs are very good for PvP. Now let's see her exclusive weapon. Her exclusive weapon is called Blue Spear, and it's an epic rifle. What makes it so good is its special ability. On water guns hit, increase movement speed by 20% for 3 seconds. The last enemy hit by water gun will be water rocket's priority target, and on water rockets hit, deal 60% additional DPS damage to the target. Her normal attack will now leave a target mark on the enemy. It will help the water rocket chasing the enemy to surely hit the target. The target mark will disappear after water rocket hits. Her movement speed buff is very helpful in kiting enemies, especially on arena. Her weapon skill is called Water Bomb Festival. It is level 5. It has an attack of 225% DPS and a regen time of only 6 seconds. Installs a water balloon cannon and bombards enemies to inflict damage. Puts enemies in an airborne state. Her weapon skill stays on the ground and it can only hit the target inside its range. So you better place it very close to your enemies. Collecting this weapon will grant you permanent attack stats plus 1%. Now let's go to our recommendation checklist. In this checklist, we will have 3 indicators. Green check for good, orange check for average, and red X for bad. Let's start with story mode. Stella's weapon skill only has 6 seconds cooldown, which means you can use it very often. Her normal attack can pass through walls, so it is good for hitting those annoying caster enemies behind walls. So it's a green check for story mode. I think Stella is a very good unit in guild raid because her chain skill can buff all allies' water attack damage by 30%. She can also boost her own attack by 30% because of her special ability. It is definitely a green check for guild raid. She can be a decent pick when it comes to Colosseum when you team her up with other water units. She can be strong against Alina team, but weak against the Kamil team. So it's an orange check for Colosseum. Her weapon skill can be easy to dodge by running away from the water balloon cannon. But I think she can be a decent pick in arena. Her attack can pass through walls for easy kiting. She also increased her defense, movement speed, and attack during the fight. She can excel in stages that have many obstacles and walls. So it's an orange check for arena. I hope this checklist will help you decide if you will summon her or not. Now let's go to item build. Let's start with adventure build. For weapon, use her exclusive weapon, Blue Spear. If you don't have it, then just use her default weapon. For accessory, I recommend getting the amethyst earring from the Amazon equipment shop for only 24,900 gold. It will give you good stats for high DPS. You can upgrade to high toughness accessories for higher level enemies. I will not recommend Mirror Earring of Worship for new players because it consumes a lot of option stones to get good stats. For cards, if you are a new player, I recommend getting these 2 cards in Amazon equipment shop for only 60,000 gold each. It is 1 attack card and 1 defense card. You can use 2 defense cards for difficult stages. For merch, use Marina Shark Keychain for additional toughness and water element damage. The next build is for Guild Raid. For weapon, use her exclusive weapon, Blue Spear, for additional water rocket damage. For accessories, use Sharpshooter for high DPS stats. You can upgrade to Sniper Goggles or Minotaur's Necklace for the endgame build. For cards, for the leader position, use 2 skill damage cards for high burst damage. For the member position, use 2 attack cards for the highest DPS output. For merch, use Marina's Shark Keychain when fighting fire element bosses. Switch to Mariel Cushion when fighting other element bosses. You can upgrade to Statue of Bravery and Invader Mothership for the endgame build, but make sure to use them correctly. The next build is for Colosseum. For weapon, use her exclusive weapon, Blue Spear, for the weapon ability. For accessories, use Sharpshooter for accessory on a low budget build and use Sniper Goggles or Minotaur's Necklace for the final build. For cards, use 2 attack cards. For merch, use Ogma Plastic Model for melting enemy tanks. You can also use the Statue of Bravery as an alternative. Last is the arena build. For weapon, use her exclusive weapon, Blue Spear, for the additional movement speed buff and water rocket target system. For accessories, use Ring of Fortress for high toughness low budget build. You can upgrade to these accessories for later builds. For cards, use 2 defense cards for additional toughness. You can also use 1 injury negate card if you already have good toughness from accessories. For merch, you can use Smiley Face Cushion because it synergizes with her self buff. You can team her up with Priscilla for a total of 65% shield on battle start. Now it's time to see her in action.
이거 못 먹습니다. 이거 못 먹습니다. 침몰입니다. 침몰입니다.
그쪽이라면 루시아를 반겨줄 거야.
That's it for now, don't forget to subscribe and see you on the next video.